Baruch Fleischman here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. We continue on with Sipuri Maisios, the stories of Rabbi Nachman. This is story number 5. It's a very short story, a very interesting one, with a lot of mystical implications, not so simple to see from what the story says. So here was a situation where the king of a certain country who couldn't have children spoke very nicely to this tzaddik, this hidden tzaddik. And he said to him, I like the Jews, but they're all in my hands. And if you don't do what I want you to do, bad things can happen to the Jews. So the man said, okay, I promise. And I will bring you a child. You'll have a child. And it turned out that he did. He had a daughter. The beautiful, beautiful girl. That by the age of 4, she was a master of all types of different learnings, of intelligences, languages, and beautiful as well. So that's where the story, as more or less, ends up. And now let's read on more. And we're going to go as slow as I can, I think, to be able to harmonize the Hebrew with the English. So Achar Kach, after that, Nichsach HaMelech, the Melech became very desirous, Ma'od, very much so, Sheyiyeh Lo Ben, they should have a son. Why? Today, because he knows that if he has a daughter, he's going to have to marry her off, and somebody else is going to come in. Today, Tehiheh Moseves Malchuso Leish Zar, so that his kingdom should not wind up in the hands of a stranger. V'gazer Vishuv Al Yehudim Sheyispalav Sheyiyeh Lo Ben. So he made once again a threat to the Jews in a very nice way, very polite. That she should pray for him, so they should have a son. So they really started mevachshim seeking, mechapsim searching for, as a tzaddik now, this tzaddik that we were talking about before. Below matzah also, but they couldn't find him. Kikavar nifter, he was already excused from this world. Ubiksho od umatzu od tzaddik ganu, so they started searching again, and once again they came across another very hidden tzaddik. Ba'amrullah, so they said to him, Sheyiten lahamelech ben. So he said, you got to pray that the son will have the king will have a son. Ba'amr she'ena yedei klal, he said that he doesn't know anything. Why are they asking him? He doesn't know how. V'hodiyu lahamelech, but they let it be known to the king. Ma'amr lahamelech gam kain the canal. So then it went through the same story, called the man in. Hello, Yehuda B'yada. He says, I have the Jews here in my grasp. He said, now, Amalo HaChacham. So this wise man, now we call him a Chacham, and we'll move back before the Tzaddik and the Chacham. The Chacham says like this, Tuchel Asos, he says, Ha'indach B'zerah B'Tzaddik. Tuchel Asos Masha Atzav. I am able, in fact, to do what you ask. Amar B'Melech, the Melech says, hey, good. Amalo HaChacham, the Chacham said that the V'ani Rabbetzarek Shetavi Kol Hamine Avanim Tovos. You need to bring to me all the different types of jewels. He called Even Tov Yesh Lo Segula Acheres, because the reason why we call them a jewel is because they have Yesh Lo Segula Acheres, a specific power within it. Ki Yesh Etzel HaMalachim Sefer Shekaseh Bo Kol Mini Avanim Tovos. Let's go over the words. By the Malachim, the kings, he says the kings have a sacred book, Sefer, a book, Shekaseh Bo Kol Mini Avanim, that writes in there all of the different types of stones of jewels. V'Ramar Rabbemelech, so the Melech would say like this: Ani Otzi Chetzi HaMalchus, I'll give you half the kingdom. Kadesh Yeyeh Lebein, so you should be able to give me a son. B'Halok V'Hevi Rabbemelech Kol Mini Avanim, so they went out. And they brought to him all different kinds of stones, tovos, beautiful jewelry. So the Chacham took them and he ground them up. He took a cup of wine. Nostach of the socha, and he put the ground up powder inside of this. L'shtos, he gave half of this cup to the king to drink. V'chetzerav l'malka, and 5 and half of it to the queen. V'amar lachem, and he said to them, Sheyiyoch lechem beben, that he says, made this proclamation, that they will have a son. Shihira b'kulaka b'avonim tovas, that he will all be completely and totally made out of jewels. V'yira b'kol hasagulos, and as a result of that, all of the different talents, I don't know, skulos means a treasure, but it means a specific power within it of goodness, shall call avonim tovos, of all of the different jewels. V'hala the makomo, and so then he went and he left back to his place. Behold the ben, so it turns out that the queen in fact had a son. V'na'asa simcha gedolah al hamelech, it was a tremendous joy to this king. V'rav ben, so that the son hanoiled lo, that was born from this, lo choik me'avonim tovos, but he wasn't made out of gems. And he said, ben arba shanim, and when this son became 4 years old, hoya yefeh soar, he was handsome, ma'od, tremendously handsome, v'chacham gadol, and a tremendously wise kid. B'kol ha'chachmas, he learned all the sciences, he learned all of literature, v'hoya yodera b'kol ha'deshanos, and he learned languages. V'hoya noisim malachim l'roso, and kings came to see him. Baruch Fleischman, Saba, Tikkun Elevator Kollel.